Hello everybody. In today's video, we finished building the Mom and Pop Weekend Warrior dirt car. We're putting the cage in, we're putting the body on, the steering wheel, everything else is getting done. So if you want to see that and more, make sure you stay tuned. Hello BSC family and welcome back to my bench. So today we're finally going to finish up this Mom and Pop Weekend Warrior dirt track race car. There isn't a whole lot left. We're going to detail paint a couple little things. We're going to put the glass in the car, get the roll cage glued in, the steering wheel and all that stuff. Do the final little details on the motor. We're going to get the front grille put in. We're going to get the rear bumper put on. We're going to get the body mounted and we'll be pretty much done. So in the last video, you saw that I had this thing pretty much mocked up. I've got this thing done up in such a way that, you know, I can pretty much just drop the cage in and it's going to sit right where it needs to. Everything's going to glue down where it needs to. I can put the steering wheel in. That won't be a hard thing to do. And we just pop off, slide through the hole like so. Now there is a little spot down in here that has the steering wheel has to go. So we get that all glued in where it needs to be. That'd be a little trickier than I thought, but shouldn't be too hard. That's why tweezers were invented, right? Get that put in, that sits there. Kind of like so. It gets glued down in its place. We got the filler tube. We have a oil reservoir, I think it is. I'm assuming. We got a little breather cap that's got to go on. Top of the air cleaner. Front air dam. And of course the front valance. And then we've got the grill and stuff. So we're going to get that glued up. Got the exhaust to do, so that shouldn't be too hard. Get that put on. That'll go in there just like so. Got a little tweaking to do, nothing major. Probably won't be able to because I had to like bend and heat up things to fit as it is. So these here probably won't fit right to begin with. Maybe I'll cut them, bend this one down, bend this one up, or they're just at the wrong angle. But we'll see. Maybe I just won't even bother. Anyways, yeah, so I'm going to get this stuff done. And when I come back, I'll have the cage in, probably the exhaust on, and the windows in. And we can get ready to start doing the rest of this stuff. So, stick around. Oh, by the way, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. Thanks to each and every one of you that are subscribed. Thank you for the support. It means a lot to me. Go check out my Instagram and my Facebook group. Links for them are down in the description. If you want to help out the channel, there's two ways to do it. You can hit that PayPal me link down there, and all proceeds go to the channel. And you could also go to the Spring store and check out the merch and stuff that I have there. Make sure to share and like the videos. If you have any comments or thoughts, let me know down below. I love reading them. I try to get back to each and every one of them. If you want a shop card, my email is down in the description. Send me your address and I'll send you out a card. So with all that, I'm going to go do this. I'll be back in a second. Okay, guys, so things are coming along pretty darn good. I've got the back bumper put on, right? Looking pretty good there. I've got the front bumper, grill, and lower valance on so far. All right. Now there's still this piece. I got to figure out where it goes. I think it sits kind of like this here. So let's see about that. But the windows are in. I got to clean them, but they are in. All right. So those are looking pretty good. Didn't crack anything. Didn't get any glue or anything on it. You know, big old fingerprint. I think that's on the inside. Yeah. So I'll get all that cleaned up. Once I've got this to a certain point, I will be taking the airbrush to it with some tans and browns and stuff, just to probably put some dirt and stuff on here as well. So I'll just kind of dust things on, make them dusty. Probably the same thing with the wheels and some of the engine bay, stuff like that. Just kind of give it a look. It's been on the track at least 2 or 3 times. There is a couple dents. I decided not to put a bunch of dents in the body. More like this is, say, their newest car. They've upgraded, but the car was still beat up a little bit. So yeah, it's just the way it is. Trunk and hood. Cage is all glued in. That's all glued in. Steering's glued in. I'm going to paint up that steering column, I believe. Filler tube is in. Everything is all nicely solidly mounted. Exhaust, I did what I could to it. I'm going to clean it up a little bit more and see if I can massage it a bit more. But yeah, so the exhaust is in, and it doesn't fit worth a damn. Even from the beginning, I actually had to trim out the side notch here so that the exhaust would fit, because it just wouldn't sit. It was only like up to here kind of thing, right? And the exhaust just wouldn't sit where it needed to sit. It pushed the wheels up against here, and it just didn't want to sit right. So I had to notch it out a little further. So I'll just touch that up with some either purple paint, or, well, since I'm going to dirty it up, I'll pack it in with a little bit of brown paint, and nobody will ever know other than you guys. So yeah, that's where that's at. So once I get to detail a couple more things here, I'm going to put some black wash on the radiator, a couple other things. Then I'm going to put the body on, and I got to put this on before I put the body on. That kind of sits just under here. And then I can touch that up. That'll be good to go. Put this on. There's a little notch for it there. It sits kind of like that. It's kind of weird, but yeah, I'll get that glued on. And I think, yeah, just these 3 little pieces and the body, the car is going to be done. So when I come back, I'll have that stuff done, and we'll do a final reveal on this thing. So I will see you in a second or two. Okay, everybody, guess what? It's done. So everything is put together. Everything is glued on. Once I put the body on, I went back and I did a sandy dust on it, and then I took some dark brown, and I did like a darker dirt mud on it as well. Then from there, I went around with a little bit of oil paint, and it's just cheap oil paint from the dollar store. I thinned it out and made things like the fuel stains, things like that. Some oil leaks in the front wheels. I'll zoom in here in a minute, but yeah, this is pretty much what it looks like now. On the door and above the door, where they climb in and out all the time, I wiped it off a bit so that it looks like, as he climbs in and out, it rubs off dirt. As we come around to the front, I made it real dirty. He's following other cars. I got some rub marks here on the hood, which aren't showing up very well. You can see them there. I put some rub marks where they kind of close the hood, things like that. I did the windshield as well. I sprayed the windshield and then wiped it off with my finger so that it looks like they rubbed it off, just to help clean it up a bit. So you can see. So yeah, all the way around, you can see in the front wheel here, I did some oil staining on the wheel, like it's leaking a little bit. Dusted the wheels. I continued with the dirt all the way around. I got a couple slightly rub marks over here where, maybe the pit crew or something leaned in, adjusted something. So other than that, yeah, I got dust and dirt all the way around. Same thing on the trunk, back window, wipe you know, sprayed it and wiped it off a little bit. You can kind of see the spray marks on it, or the rub marks, like they just took a wet rag and wiped it off. Now inside the trunk, again, everything's all dusted, dirtied. You got a little bit of fuel staining on top of the fuel cell. Sprayed dust and dirt everywhere. The inside's the same thing. Now, the only problem is right now is I don't have any more flat varnish. So I have to pick some of that up, and then I'm going to spray the car, which isn't really going to change much. But I got to be very careful when I handle it, because right now, as you can see, I can still rub it off. So I got to be very careful right now with the way I handle it. Now under the hood, same thing here. You know, you can see the oil and stuff on the valve covers, and you know, different things like that. I got mud spray up on the firewall. All right. Inside the car, I don't know if you can see. Inside the car, try and get some light in there. You know, sprayed dust and dirt back in there, and on all the roll bar padding. Through the back window, you can kind of see some, but you can see where I rubbed it and everything to make it look like it's dusty and dirty. On the dash, steering wheel is all dusty and dirty. On the roof, you can see where he puts his arm and stuff when he gets in and out of the car. Now, I'll try to show you the underneath here. Again, I got to be very careful how I handle this, but underneath is all, again, dusty and dirty. And basically with the brown, I dusted everything with the light sand. I got a little bit of an oil leak back here in the pinion seal, a little bit on the engine, but I tried to spray the brown from the front. So as you can see, if you look this way, it's not as dirty and like on the fuel cell and stuff, but on the front side it is, and a little more heavy where the wheels are. All right. So that's the way it's looking right now. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. You let me know what you think. If you would have done something a little different, or if I should have added something else to it. But I'm going to leave you here with this. We're going to call this one done. And like I said, the only thing I'm going to do is pick up some more clear flat varnish and basically spray the car to seal in all that dust and dirt, you know, so it can't be rubbed off anymore. So again, down in the comments, let me know what you think. Does the car look good? Should I have done something different colors? Let me know. Have you done any type of dust and dirt like this before? And if you're new here, again, you like this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button. Also, hit that bell button and make sure that all notifications are turned on so you don't miss out on anything. Give me a follow on my Instagram and my Facebook group. Links for them are down in the description. If you want to help out the channel in any way, there's 2 ways to do it. There's a PayPal me link down there. And you can go check out my spring store and check out some of my merch. So I'm hoping here very soon that my Rolls Royce is completely done. I'm going to get all of them edited. And once it's completely done, I'll start releasing videos. And also, I may look at starting that Skyline GTR once the Rolls Royce is done. And if you haven't seen pictures of it, well, you should be following me on my Instagram and Facebook group because I posted pictures of it. So with all that being said, no matter what you're building or how you're doing it, build it your way for you. And until next time, later.